Welcome to Around the Reel. Around the Reel we go. Where we go, no one knows. That's what we do. We talk. 17 vape hits.
Okay, fine.
Doesn't
Way to
quite
blow
do
up my
the same
joke.
thing.
Shit.
Ooh,
I've been vaping.
And we all sound pretty good.
So you're creating popcorn in your lungs instead of tar? I don't know. how that
Watch
shit
your
works.
hands.
don't gesticulate.
Hands on the table, sir. Because we have that table that likes to echo all over the fucking place.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, like that. That's good.
So,
That's good. Yeah, but I'm vaping now. I haven't smoked for a week.
congratulations. That's
Thank you.
that's actually excellent. It's not easy.
Well, no, it's not.
What's the biggest, do you feel like, challenge difference between vaping and cigaretting?
Not looking cool anymore.
Okay, aside from that, is there something that you've noticed different?
That's hard to deal with?
Yeah.
No.
People.
No. Yeah. I probably never picked up fucking smoking if it wasn't for people. No, everything
Okay.
is fine. It's easy now.
It's easy.
Because the little jewel thingy, you got something to play with in your hand, and that's appropriate.
Right.
Unlike other things I'd probably play with my hand. Yeah.
Keep it out of the pocket.
Sail on, honey.
Keep going.
Good times never felt so good.
Oh.
Sail on, sugar. Good times never felt so good.
Wait,
Man,
no.
come on, guys.
That's Lionel.
Commodores, right?
Yeah.
That's the shit. That's how you start the morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Around the Reel.
Guten Morgenstern.
It's the middle of the afternoon for some of us.
Yeah, it is. It is. Hi, Sam.
Hi.
Yeah, Sam's here. Hi, Ginger again.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Oh, that's
Always on the
nice.
go.
What
I
are you
only have
doing?
a few minutes.
What are you doing over here today again?
Just tripped, fell, and ended up right on the mic. No, just loving it around the reel here.
No, that's nice of you. I'm glad you're here.
Yes,
For a minute.
yes.
Yeah. Ginger will be leaving us here shortly, but she's going to be on the show here for a little while she's got some time.
That's right.
So we appreciate it. Hi, Chuck.
Hi.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm peachy.
Yeah, that's good. Peachy's always good. So I was thinking about plugging the show a little bit in the start of it. Yeah,
Good
no,
idea.
did you hear that?
Yeah,
What
where's
was
that coming from?
I don't know. Feedback. What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody's phone is ringing.
No, they're not.
No,
That's that ticking sound I used to always hear in the car
no my phone's
when my
not
cell
ringing.
phone would go off.
It's
and the
gone
old
now.
school stuff.
Okay, whatever. All right. The
I didn't-
podcast.
I didn't mean our cell phone.
Yes,
it could be
let's-
something else in the house somewhere. Who knows?
Of course. In your house, there will always be something that's messing up
Your house
the
is
show.
crazy.
Talk about my house. He didn't want to do the podcast at our house because we have all the animals, and he was concerned about that
Oh,
being
but our
too
animals
noisy
are
and loud.
quiet, unlike his dogs.
That in space.
And we don't have babies.
We're gonna have
We
more
don't have
space.
babies.
Hey, I don't have any babies either.
But you
technically.
have babies here at your home.
You entertain babies.
Now
There's
y'all making me
babies
sound creepy. I do that good enough on my own. Y'all don't need to open up your mouths and start pushing. You know.
I didn't realize that.
I know. I wanted to plug the show.
Plug it.
For the
What-
first
what-
month, you know what I mean? We did good.
Yay.
Our first month. We had a ton of listens, which is what you want, right?
Yes.
And we've got a lot of subscribers, which is really cool for the first month. And I'm kind of humbled by it because they're listening to us talk a lot of shit. And they like it.
Nice.
And that's silly.
Keep coming back. The S will get better.
I didn't actually know you could find that many people that wanted to listen to you
Well,
talk. Aaron.
I always knew that, though. That's the thing. I always knew that people would want to not only hang around me, but listen to my voice.
And
I
now
just
you've
knew
given
that.
them that opportunity.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I just knew this.
There's always been a circle that's yearned.
I listen to myself all the time, and I take it for granted of how fucking cool I really am. So
You've got to
if
share
I
it
would have
with
just
others.
really,
Not everyone has that.
I know,
Right,
I know.
guys? Why are their eyes being rolled? I'm on board.
you know what? I know you are. I know.
For those of you that don't understand the deal, Aaron is actually the coolest person in the world, if you're not aware.
That's right.
Awareness.
But once you're aware,
That's only in his brain, though.
What happens though once you become aware? It's like
Once you become aware, you just roll your eyes.
it's an eye roll.
It's a definite eye roll.
Fuck.
Are you
And not the
are
good
you
eye
rolling your
roll.
eye at home right now? I wonder.
Well,
Those of you
oh,
listening.
podcast is doing good. We've
Yeah.
got subscribers, so we need anybody out there who is new to the show. Please subscribe to us, and if you like what you're hearing, and don't forget to rate us too on especially iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever you want to call it. That is vital for any podcast show out there to get more ears to listen to it. The more subscribers you get, the more ratings you get, the more reviews you get. It helps the show kind of kick
guys.
up the charts. And then if you get up on the charts, like if we had Casey Kasem talking about us, we'd
Shooting
be up there
up
in
the charts,
You know what I
is
mean? Then this show may go even further than we anticipated. So that would be awesome. And we appreciate everybody that's been listening. And we've got 2 new actual donating sponsors to our show.
2 more.
Two. And Ginger's one of them.
What?
Yeah, and we got another one that I wanted to plug today.
She wanted to be on the show. I told her, if you really want to be on the show, a great way to
have
get
to
on
pay
here would
us.
be to,
Why are
throw
you
a little cheddar cheese around.
There's a lot of cheese on my plate. I'm trying to share.
Well, it's kind of fun stuff, though. But I mean, if you like what we're doing and you want to donate to our show, it's pretty simple. You just go to Anchor FM, and there's links online that you can find. And basically, it's taking anywhere from 99 cents to $4.99, or the big whammy, the $9.99 a month.
Ooh.
And every month, that donation would go to us, and we would use that to keep the show rolling. Get us better equipment, tools we need to manage what we're doing better, and also will help us build budgets for any other projects we're doing in the film industry that we're trying to accomplish. So it really helps us out if you guys like what you're hearing. So you can find that at Anchor FM. So
Yes, you can.
yeah,
It's pretty
good.
simple.
Good stuff.
And there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up with CCC Productions.
Yeah, you girls were talking about something here a little bit
Entertainment
ago.
group.
What were you guys talking about outside before we started?
We were talking about collaborating on some documentaries about local stories and local
Okay.
things.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's going to be coming up soon. Be excited for it. We're excited.
Yeah, because CCC is what, Chuck? CCC Entertainment Group. What's it stand for?
Creative Collaborative Coalition.
That's right.
Join together.
We all join together.
Cute
We
as
all
well.
got that creation.
Oh, thank you.
For me and-
I did. I did.
Me and
I did
Sam.
my hair today, so yes, I look very cute.
Yeah, slick.
Did do your hair today. Looks great.
Shaved all the rest of them off.
Oh man, this pandemic shit. So how do you stay productive in the pandemic, guys? How do we do that?
You invite your friends over on the weekends so they can make fun of the fact that you have way too much stuff in your house, but you do a podcast together anyway.
That's
right.
number one. and I
But you
think that's
social
amazing.
distance
Yeah.
while
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing
We're
that.
socially distant.
Yeah.
And I definitely have
And wear your mask.
my mask on.
Wear your
Right.
mask.
And you respect other people
You
and
do.
their needs, and that's just being nice. That's being a nice person, isn't it? If you wear a mask, that's just being a nice
Yeah.
person.
Oh, I totally took that the other way. I was thinking with what you were saying. I was thinking of respecting other people and their needs, like making sure there's enough spiced rum in your coffee.
That's nice.
That's an example.
That is an example
Yeah, that's
of-
being
yes.
very respectful of me,
Yeah,
Chuck.
yeah,
So I
sure.
appreciate
Yes, it is.
that.
I don't know. Is that respectful
He's
or is that
showing respect.
enabling?
I'd rather you put rum in my coffee than wear a mask, so that's just me.
Either way, the alcohol's killing off something.
Yeah, it sure.
My care, or possibly the germs.
That's right. That's right. How do you stay productive though in this kind of environment? Like what happened to us with the film we were getting ready to start, before all hell broke loose on the planet. I mean, Chuck wrote a script and we were excited and we get rolling on auditions and we get people to audition and we had great people come out and we actually cast the movie. And then Dustin Hoffman showed up looking for a fucking monkey because there's a goddamn outbreak.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
we didn't get to even do the table reading.
No, and we there's no Cuba Gooding Jr. flying around to try to save us here.
No Cuba, but that's
we got
okay.
no leadership whatsoever to help us through this. So, as a creative, what the hell can you do?
Well, did you hear about what, oh gosh, now I'm having a blank on his name. The guy who does, that Oprah Winfrey loves so much, that does all the,
Fauci?
the guy.
Oh,
who
Cap-
did-
Oh,
Phil?
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, thank you. Did you hear what he
I said
did?
Dr. Phil.
I
He
s-
got 300 plus people working on a project right now together.
I
at
did
his-
see something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
I
see
saw them
Bob,
all
I think,
social
is what you do.
distancing. They're all sitting in seats in this auditorium like he was going over the production.
Yeah, and they all got tested multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And
But we don't have the kind
no,
of
we don't
money
have
that
all that.
Tyler Perry.
You're right.
So you
we
just,
don't even
you dig
come
into your character,
remotely
you
close
work
to
on our
that,
character.
but
Maybe we can start working on our character development.
Yeah, that's something you can
digging
do.
deep, a questionnaire that we can give to really I mean, I don't know. To help,
Well, I
think the
I
point
was
is
still thinking
adapting.
about character development.
just-
We have to adapt
we
and
adapt.
evolve.
Right.
And springing off the last show, I was like, how do people dig deep? Like, you do start questioning your character,
Right.
Like as though you were cross-examining your character.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the things I thought was also nice too. Was like, yesterday I put out a post on our page for everybody who's in the movie, just like, a quick update as to what's going on. Here's where we're still sitting at, and then also talking about our podcast because trying to get people who might want to come on to help keep everybody flowing and doing things. But the response everybody had, as far as like just saying like we haven't forgot about it. We still want to make sure we make the movie. We want to make sure everybody's still engaged, and almost everybody engaged from that post yesterday. So whether they like
The thing
it,
is, we're all in
thumbs
the
up.
same boat. We're
Right.
all on the same pause button. It's not like there's some people that are just meeting. and
There's
rolling.
yeah.
Well, but there are some people who are just
Yeah.
like they're going and doing stuff anyway.
Sturgis is
They
going
or
on.
they're creating.
250,000 people, Sturgis.
I know I saw that today.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
They
Yeah,
are.
they're still
Without
doing
masks.
it. And the mayor's all about it.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and there's also, there are companies out there who are or they have other script ideas. The problem is we were stuck with a script idea that I don't want to alter
Right.
to make it COVID friendly. I don't want
Right.
to change
No,
that
no one wants
storyline
to
for
do
that.
that. No, you just be
But-
patient.
Yeah, so so you said, what can we do to be productive? Well, we have a couple of short ideas that we can start working on. That was
Yeah.
one of the things we created a podcast.
Yeah, this.
Yes.
In the
Yes.
middle of a pandemic to
Yeah.
keep ourselves creative and working.
So I guess there's things that, creatives can do. I know a lot of people have their heart and their mindset on doing that project that they had before or trying to get ready for before this pandemic hit. And then you've got a crew of people that you got to kind of respect, right?
Right.
So what if you've got a crew of people of so many, I don't know, pick a number, 10, 20, and one of them isn't down to shoot the film because they're worried.
Sure.
So do you kick that person out of the production
No, you have
so
to
you can be
respect.
greedy, or do you kind of wait it out? And
You have
if you
to
wait it out,
respect.
right? You
I
wait it
can
out.
respect because some people are just worried. We don't know enough about COVID to understand it completely. So, and there's no vaccination. So some people are really scared.
Right, right.
They have
right.
issues. They have like underlying health conditions or they're older or whatever the case is. They're worried.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary.
Yeah, and you got to respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the project will be here. It's still here. It was a pre-COVID project, so COVID,
Right.
and you find new things to do and
That's
new
the
ways,
trick.
new writing. This is going to birth so much creativity. COVID is going to birth creativity. People are
Mm-hmm.
staying at home. They're practicing their journaling. They are journaling. They are doing more art. They're throwing paint. They're being
Right.
abstract.
Right. There's
Well,
a
and
lot of things you
YouTube.
can do, yeah.
YouTube is full of tutorials on how to do so many things. You can learn
I
all
love
kinds of.
tie-dyeing. I've been
You
doing
can learn
tie-dyeing.
all kinds of things on there. So if you went on there and
Yeah.
watched videos on whatever you wanted to better your craft.
Right.
Better your craft. I like that.
Yeah.
Craft work.
And that's absolutely true.
So 2021 is actually going to be very saturated in the market with everybody's stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, it
if
could be.
we're released to do anything by then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're going to be competing with Hollywood in general and all the new movies that they didn't release this year. They're going to be released since. How the fuck do you get them to watch your little, indie film when you've got Black Widow coming out or Wonder Woman?
You stay good. People like our indie films.
Yeah,
That's right.
They do. But you're right. Saturation's going to be nuts when it happens.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. But
You know, what you said, though, about honing your craft, I think that is the most pivotal thing you could say. Because during this time, if you don't use this time in some way, shape, or form as a creative person, you're actually doing yourself an injustice,
Yeah.
I think. You may not be able to do everything that you want to do, but how many things can you accomplish to hone your craft or to also create other projects that you'll have ready when the time comes?
It's training
right?
time. This is training time. This interim is a
Right.
building. Usually, but an interim time is always a time that's a building for something, for a breakthrough. So be in training. Train yourself
Right.
in
It's-
whatever you're doing.
People get bored, though. That's the problem.
I hate the word bored. In my house, you're not allowed to say you're bored. If you're bored,
you're
then
not
you're
allowed
boring.
to say lice in our house.
Different but same. Different but same.
Yeah, you get hit in the back of the head if you say lice at our house.
With
What
a
happens
2x4.
when people say board at your house?
Well, because I'm just like, there's something, you're waiting for someone to entertain you. You got to do something. You can't say you're bored. You got to take a walk. There's so many things that we can do. And if we're bored, let's talk about being bored. Bored. What does bored mean? I'm a bored. Am I a bored? I mean, maybe not everyone's mind goes crazy like that, but if you're bored, then you're boring. Got to find something to do.
No, I agree with that. Yeah.
There's always plenty of cleaning. That's what I tell my kids. You're bored? Well, pick up a broom and dustpan.
Detailing.
Yeah, do something.
Vacuum.
Yeah, I don't know how people can
Yeah,
be bored.
I'm a chores guy. So if you're bored in my house, you
Yeah.
can go start your
know what I
laundry.
mean?
Go do some chores.
Maybe we should have our own boredom chore list that we make for ourselves. People could do that.
I'm never bored, though.
I am never bored.
I'm never
But
bored.
so people who say that, like, there's things you wanted to do. Man, if I had time, I'd sure do this, X,
Right.
Y, Z.
Right.
Well, you got the time.
Right.
You got time to do that.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's just, because some people do have the time, some people don't. Some people's lives have hardly changed. I mean,
that.
mine and Aaron's lives barely changed because of everything between going to work and doing
Because
everything.
we're
we have to still do.
essential workers.
Whatever.
The essentiality of it all.
Well, and even if they have changed, they're still, they've filled voids with other things. So people can still be busy and are still busy.
Sure.
I think I'm the only person out there that I would have been rooting for not being able to go to work.
Man, you would have
You know what I
put
mean?
out so many
Of course,
movies.
I got to be a fucking essential worker. Isn't that fucking great?
We'd have 8 scripts sitting here going.
Yes,
Come on,
we
guys,
would.
I'd have
let's do this,
so
let's do
many
this,
I'm
let's
mad
do
about
this.
it.
Yeah,
Dang it,
it's
you
just
should have
like-
just accidentally got fired and collected unemployment.
Something. It's like, yeah, you could have made a killing off the unemployment, and
Aren't
I
you
would have
an
been writing
actor?
my ass off. We would
You
have had
should
so
have
many, watched
broken
so many
ankle.
movies and shit. It's just like, God
Extra
damn it.
$600 a week.
Aren't I the lucky one? Hey, Aaron, at least you still have your job. Isn't that great? No,
You
it's
set some
not. This
things
is
in
fucking
motion,
bullshit.
take it
Hey, man,
fired.
I was trying to find a way to positively,
You weren't
encourage
the
you
only
go
one to
work.
say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not just you. It's just in general. It's like, fuck. And then you see these people that don't have a job, and they're like, I don't know what to fucking do.
Can I say something off topic real quick?
Oh, absolutely.
Never.
Chuck, will you please order me a headset with a
So you can
microphone
turn
on
your
it?
head
Because
and-
I'm really sick and tired of looking at Aaron and he points to the microphone like, stick your face in the microphone.
Just wanted to hear you.
I like to look at people when I talk to them.
It's very respectful.
But I'm not going to look at you for the rest of the day. I'm
You're
just
gonna
going
be talking to the
I'm going to
hand.
face the freaking corner. I feel like I'm in a corner. Like, face the microphone. Put your face in this corner.
Well, it's kind of funny because, and it's also kind of funny because
Hate
I
it.
put you there so that you could actually see everybody, but I didn't realize how much you'd have to turn to look at Aaron.
She
And
loves
Yeah,
looking
it's
at me,
so-
bro. She
like, I
loves
still
looking at me.
she
need-
wants to make sure
I
she makes
still-
eye contact when the
I
eyes roll.
still
I love
need
eye contact.
my microphone attached to my headset so I can turn.
Make it happen,
My
Chuck.
head.
You got the hugest microphone in the free
The
world
heck?
over there in the corner. There is a microphone for all of you listening. Over in the corner. It's big. It's as big as my arm. It's also 3 times as fat. It is the hugest microphone.
Yeah.
It's the blimp.
Yeah.
Snap-a-really-ack. Mic drop with that bad boy.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I wish I could take it home and play.
It's the black dog.
Ew.
It's not.
no, okay.
It's gray.
I mean, size wise.
The shape, I mean.
It's
Are we
it's
all,
perfect.
did we
People
all
are-
go there at the same time?
I didn't, and then I
Oh, boy.
accidentally did.
Sam and I know what we're talking about.
But it's even more fun when you put the wombat on it, so it gets all nice and
It's really
fuzzy.
funny when there's 14 different conversations. Please don't listen to 2 lines of conversation in just.
Well, that's what Aaron was saying last week with all of us on here, and Sam and I were actually he was babbling about something, and Sam and I had he was going on, and Sam and I were having a conversation underneath what he was saying, and he finally listened to what he said, and he was laughing his ass off because he realized, oh, that was kind of funny.
That was. You guys were talking about me twerking.
Yeah, we were singing.
Yeah.
We were singing,
In my
and they were
drawers.
twerking. I heard it on the playback too. It was
I
funny.
did. I was dying laughing.
But we're
Where's
just
that
giving
footage, by the way?
We're just giving people
Sam's
a
got it somewhere.
variety of
I
thing.
like it.
It's an old man twerk.
You
though.
pick. Who do you want to listen to? We're
What's
all
an
talking
old
at the
man
same time.
twerk? What's an old man twerk? Does it not use as much hip because there's a fear of a throw out?
Oh, honey, don't ask
A
that
man can't even
question.
move that way anyway. So even trying it, I mean, Chuck might be able to do it.
I'll show you the
maybe
video.
Chuck is going to throw out a hip. Chuck has a bad lower back.
Yeah, those
We
ailments.
always have-
Chuck's gonna throw. I'm not 80 years old, guys.
Okay, you're going to throw out a lower back. How many times have you thrown your lower back out, Chuck? Question.
I can't count. You've seen too many
Then,
times.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before the hip. First it's the back, then it's the hip.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's the coccyx, then it's the kneecap.
It's like the hokey
There's
pokey.
nothing wrong.
almost.
There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong.
Turn
with
yourself
my
around,
coccyx.
Chuck. That's what it's all about.
I don't know why I had to say coccyx, but
I don't know either.
I'm
That's
so
what-
annoyed with myself.
It was one of my daughter's favorite stories at the time that Dad broke my coccyx
Oh.
over and over again because I pulled her brother was going to rip the blanket
That's a
out from underneath
collarbone,
her,
you
and I was
guys.
trying to show him that it's dangerous, and I just pulled it a little to watch her foot move, and she totally feet in the air straight down on her butt broke her coccyx.
Oh, tailbone.
Jesus
Is the
Christ.
coccyx a tailbone
That
or
is
a
correct.
collarbone?
I don't know. I don't know.
It is the tailbone.
I just try not to touch my coccyx very often,
Okay.
Not in public anymore.
especially then. Yeah. That's
Oh,
not good.
well, we knew with the setup.
How many dick jokes can I make this morning?
Yikes.
Please stop. Please, no
and,
more.
And
How
why
about
he
no
said
more?
that word is because there's a person named Richard. Hit it, dick. Okay, whatever. Anyways, moving on. So,
Okay, yeah, back to being
Productive.
We're-
How can we be productive on our day of goofing off?
What's kind of funny is that I thought that meant erectile dysfunction, so I was like,
Wait,
and
coccyx?
Yes.
you thought
Well, if your cock is sick.
Okay, wow, that's actually so good. Coccyx. Yeah, I don't know. My husband has coccyx. We're trying to figure out what happened, but he came down with coccyx the other day. So no boom boom for me. I don't know. He got coccyx. That's funny, right, guys?
A little funny.
We don't need no coccyx around here. We want cock whales. I mean, my husband's cock needs to be cock whales. It's like a new cookie. Snack whales. It's cock whales and coccyx. Okay.
No more cock
We're
stuff.
just going.
Oh, this is why we need a podcast because we're not bored.
We're not bored.
We're not bored.
We're
And
not
We're never
No.
bored
We're
together.
never bored.
No.
We got plenty of dick jokes.
Okay.
That's right. There's tons
Richard
of them.
jokes. I prefer you saying Richard jokes if you're going to talk that way.
I'm so sorry.
pee jokes.
Excuse me.
Please don't offend her intimate
Wiener
delicacies.
jokes.
Wiener. Okay.
Oscar Mayer jokes.
Man.
Got it. Wow.
All right,
Ballpark Franks.
Okay, you plump. The plump when you cook them. No, they don't. 'cause
Don't
they're
get us going
coccyx.
again. Don't
They're
get us
coccyx.
going again.
That's funny though. I don't need coccyxness.
Okay,
once you
onward
get-
elsewhere.
Isn't it
Once you-
Coxney?
They were sick, but they had to get well.
Once you get girls
someone's
talking
grandma.
about penises, they
Because they're
can't
so
stop.
terrifying.
They
But
can't stop.
Imagine someone's grandma being like, "Now I got to tell you this story about when your granddad had coccyx." But what happened was back in you didn't have no doctors. You just had I had a snap him upside the back of his head and said, "Make it well." And then it got well, and I had all you grandchildren. Now get out of here. All right. On that note.
This was the same time frame when all the ointment took care of everything. You know, you fixed his
When the
coccyx,
ointment-
you fixed your
My
sore
great-grand-
tooth.
Put some kerosene on it. Somebody hit their head. Throw kerosene on. Put kerosene on your grandpa's coccyx. It got well.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I don't know where I'm going, you guys. Okay,
I don't know where you're going
fortunately,
either.
it's
That's fine.
noon and I have to go.
Oh,
So,
okay.
There we go. They're like, get her out of here.
No, you're good.
So, guys, thanks so much for. I don't want to say it again, but
You love the coccyx.
all right.
What's
I'm
better,
ready.
the coccyx or the coffee?
I'm gonna go coffee, but I want cock well. Okay. God bless everybody, and I'll be back again.
All right, Ginger. Thanks for stopping by.
Bye, Ginger.
All right. All right, guys. Well, we're still here. And what we will do is move on now.
Continue.
Yeah, continue on with what we were trying to
But
talk
not
about.
the
Being
dick
productive.
Jokes.
Not the dick jokes.
No, we're over
I think we're
that.
done
We're
with dick
done.
jokes. Yeah.
Why did it get so somber suddenly? You know.
Well, no,
She's off the-
this
off
is
the
a
microphone
transition.
for-
I mean,
it's a-
we're
it's a-
transitioning.
It was such
We're
a
allowing
happy
her to step out of the
conversation.
studio.
It's not a very.
That's all.
You think we'd be talking though, so she wouldn't make any noise. You couldn't hear.
We have to
Right.
move on, so I'm grieving.
It's all good. There she goes.
She's gonna make the dog bark. Who's in here still?
Oh
by the way.
no, the
Lady,
fucking
come
dog.
here. Lay down.
Oh, dog's in here?
Yeah. Because
Yes,
she was calm.
because it's a better way.
Oh, I guess so. All right.
As
Hi,
long as
dog.
nobody has anything hanging off of the table.
No, I got all my stuff locked up. That's not a dick joke. I'm good. It's fine. Okay, so productivity, guys. We got to stay productive during this pandemic. All you creatives out there, especially filmmakers, when you've got these projects that you had in mind to get started or you're in the middle of and all that stuff. I mean, use the time wisely. Try to keep your head up and keep in contact with your cast, your crew, and just reach out to them. You know, you never know, what someone may be thinking. They may need you. They may need that support or that inspiration or anything to keep their head up and just that excitement level. If you can keep something going with them, it's going to be a really good thing for your. There's that sound again. It's weird.
I wonder if it's just in our headphones though.
It could be. It probably
So
is.
anybody who doesn't hear what we're hearing, we'll find out when we edit.
No, yeah, it'll be fine. Anyway, all right. So you know what else I was thinking about we should talk about?
What?
I want to talk about movies in general. Just movies.
Okay, the concept of making them, or or actual movies themselves.
Movies in general. Sam, what do you think about it? Movies. What should we talk about?
You're more into them than I am, but they're all right.
They're all right.
I like movies.
Well, there's a lot of movies, though.
There is a lot of movies.
There's magic to them. You know, the magic of movies. Why are we so drawn to these fictional worlds, that these films or television shows that we get into? What is about them that pulls us in the way they do? Why do we look to those things for entertainment?
The stories. It makes you feel better
Okay.
about maybe they're not like real life, so they're better.
They are.
Sometimes they're worse, but
Some of these movies really, what they do is they have the outcomes that you want to see happen most of the time. That's what I feel.
Well, I mean, and some of my favorite stories are something that have to do with like hope. Everything from, say, Star Wars or something a little more, from some of the say Christian-based movies to all these different stories.
Knew it.
Everything from say, not even just Christian-based movies, even something as simple as Con Air.
Right.
I mean, that's a
hey,
huge
don't
story
steal
of
that.
hope.
That is my movie.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Can't
get
even
to.
I was going
have
to say, it could be something that some people might consider to be like, a segue for you to take over talking and talk about one of your favorite movies, which would be
Con Air.
Yeah, let's talk about Con
I
Air.
love Con Air. That movie has everything, and I love that movie so much.
So what was
Except for
it?
the ending was kind of disappointing.
How was the ending disappointing?
Well, it just was.
That's a great ending. I
It
cried
could have been
in that
better.
ending.
It could have been better.
But by
I don't
the way-
like the way she took the bunny. I just don't. Spoiler alert.
The little girl?
Yeah.
What?
I just don't. I mean, she could have been a little more grateful for it. Like,
Well, she was scared. She never saw her daddy before.
okay, well, I just didn't like the ending. Okay, it just kind
I
of.
love that ending. And he was brushing the bunny off, and it was all wet and
I
dirty.
know it,
and,
but it was still dirty, and she.
because he was battling.
Right.
He was
But
fighting his
I don't
ass
know.
off to get there.
And I didn't like the song at the end because I felt like
It was
Leanne Rimes did a better version, but she couldn't do it because it was a rated R movie and she was 16.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
then
right.
I thought that was the dumbest.
Right. But the song still worked.
I mean, the song was good, but she did it better.
Well, yeah, but it still worked, though. That's the cool thing. And then,
Not
how do
the
you...
same
Cameron
feeling.
Poe fought his ass off to get there to his daughter and his wife.
Don't get me wrong, it's my favorite movie. If you ask me what my favorite movie is, that's it.
Well, I'm just talking about the ending, though.
Oh, well.
That ending
it was
is great.
It could have been better.
What would you do to alter the ending to make it a little more user friendly for yourself, for your version of that story to come through? What would the better ending have been?
I don't really know, but it would have been different.
No shit.
All right. Chuck, what movie you got? What's a movie that stands out to you that's inspired you as a storyteller? You got anything off the top of your head?
I don't know, man. I've had my genre of movies is everything.
Okay.
Unlike you, I can, I'll sit down and watch The Greatest Showman. I'll watch Star Wars. I'll watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
And I'll turn around and watch Pitch Perfect, for the 18,000th time with my kids.
Right.
So, my
That's
Oh,
fine.
nice, Chuck.
Jesus Christ. That's fine.
we'll get there.
No, you're fine.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll get
just
there.
we'll try to just strap you up a little bit, maybe a straight
No,
jacket.
You need a straight jacket.
Speaking of straitjackets, those are a couple good movies too. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I mean,
That's a good one.
And
You know they're making a prequel to that, right?
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. What's her name from American Horror Story? What's her name? Forgot her name. She's playing Nurse Ratched when she
Oh.
was younger.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. It looks
I'm
it looks
totally
fucking
forgetting it.
good.
Sarah.
I don't know. I can't remember her name. I love her though. She's great. She'll make a perfect one. The trailer, you can see it. It's coming on Netflix. I think
Okay.
soon this year. Anyway. So yeah, you got a wide range of movies you watch.
Sure.
Yeah. And I mean, I've seen a bunch of stuff too. I almost said shit, but
You can.
well, there's certain
It
things.
wouldn't- It would be the worst thing you say of the day.
Right, but I mean, we all have our genre, right? That we love. So, Sam, what would your genre be that you love about movies?
Thriller.
Okay, you're a thriller girl. Okay. What about you, Chuck? If you had to pick one genre to watch the rest of your
Horror.
life, what would you pick? Horror. Okay.
Horror.
And you, Aaron? Action.
I would. I'd pick action.
Knew it.
Yeah. Well, why you make it sound bad?
Because I hate action movies. They
And yet her
stupid.
favorite movie's Con Air.
Well, I like Con Air,
Right, but it is an action movie.
but it's a good movie. It's a good action movie. Okay, action movies aren't that bad, but
They're not. They're not. So if you've got a genre in particular that you love, why do you feel like you need to branch out of that? Why can't you just stick to your thing? Like if you like steak, why don't you just eat fucking steak? Why do you need a variety?
just like everything else, your palate will deaden, numb. If you continue to do the same thing over and over again, especially us as being people the way we are. I mean, you have to have variety to see new things, to stay creative. You can't just stick yourself into one genre. I mean, even though you say action, but you don't write action.
No,
you write action thriller. You write 3 genres into your action story.
Most of the time. Yeah. Because I do like all 3 of those type of things. I like sci-fi too. Sci-fi, action, thrillers. Those are my top. But if I had to pick one, it would be action. Because I'm drawn to those moments of, intensity. I love that stuff. And I don't feel that when I watch, let's say, a Disney film. I just don't feel that intensity. I can't get myself wrapped into it. Nothing against the stories. They're good stories, but I can't connect to them. And that's another thing we were talking about earlier about Disney. So what is it about Disney that attracts so many people? And I'm talking about legitimate Disney. I'm not talking about Star Wars or Mandalorian or, the Marvel movies that they got now. I'm talking about, real, authentic Disney flicks like Little Mermaid and fucking give me something else because I don't even fucking know. Bambi.
Going all the way back to when Disney was the one in control and doing everything, the whole point was to create good family content.
Okay.
That had good stories based on hope. Stories based on, usually with a happy ending.
Sure.
If you can go for everything from Mary Poppins to, Snow White.
Mm-hmm.
Steamboat Willie was just this cute little funny mouse, which turned into Mickey Mouse, his greatest, creation.
Right, yeah. Yeah, the eyes and ears, basically, of what Disney is. That's what Mickey Mouse is. But don't you find it weird, though, with that their philosophy of that family kind of thing, and then they have all those movies with all that weird shit in them that people talk about, like you can see the dick in the clouds and the fucking another dick reference again.
That's just an unfortunate
mishap,
creative
Oh
mishap.
no, have you seen that? That is not unfortunate. Someone did that shit on purpose.
It looks like it's on purpose when I saw it. I'm like, there's some twisted motherfuckers. And then when you really think of Disney, like you were saying, Walt Disney himself, because you were just saying that earlier. What about Disney did you hear? Walt Disney as a guy.
Oh,
if you had to,
if Walt Disney were to go through his park, and if you were not on stage, which is his term for everybody always working, if you were not on stage and always smiling, anytime he walked by you, the odds of you, if you're not smiling, the odds of you being terminated the next day were very high.
Oh, because he wanted an atmosphere.
He was creating an experience. And
Gotcha.
everybody, I don't think you guys have ever been to Disneyland.
No,
but
I
she has. I'm black. They don't.
Shut up. There are tons of corridors everywhere through Disneyland, and behind all single one of those streets are almost just as wide of streets for the people working to be off stage.
Right.
So if you're having a moment or anything, you get out behind that area and you have your moment by yourself.
Gotcha.
But when you're out there in front of public and you're wearing your hat or your cute little vest or whatever you're wearing, you're on stage. You're expected to act a certain way.
Wow.
The company I used to work for doing customer service for concerts and events and things like that, the owner of the company went to the Disney School of Customer Service.
Okay.
And that's where I learned everything about being on stage and being creative, and how you always want to make sure you're doing that. And we had a 10-step protocol card that everybody always had to follow, and they had to be able to answer, otherwise they could be terminated within their first 90 days of working for us.
Jesus Christ.
So I told everybody at every single orientation I ever did, I was like, there's all these steps on here. There's only one I ever need you to remember. Same thing that Disney said. Just smile.
Just smile at everybody.
If somebody's calling you the worst names on the planet, shut up and smile. You don't have to take it. We have friends that will come remove those people for you.
Right.
But just shut up and smile.
Well, with a lot of businesses, that's important because, in customer service in general, especially because people, they're wanting to escape a lot of time. Well, for my place of employment, usually, yes, they're just escaping usually. So it's important to be happy because they don't want someone sad or mad to wait on them.
Sure.
I would love that. I think that's fucking hilarious. If you walk into a place and someone's just bawling and just
It's
miserable,
happened,
and you're like, "What's going on, man? You all right?" And then they're like, "No, I fucking hate my life."
And you would love that?
I'm like, "Oh, that's too bad.
like
Go ahead, you ring
awkward.
this up for me. I gotta go home and smile and be happy about how miserable I am now because I'm not as bad as you." That's seriously because when you see
Twisted.
somebody in a bad mood, it helps you feel better, doesn't it? Is that just me?
So why don't we just do this podcast and just, go off on each other and just bitch at each other.
We will go trending.
I mean, I bitch at you, but
People love it. Yeah, it's just like Jerry Springer. They love that shit.
But see, that won't
people
always
want to
be.
feel good. Especially right now in COVID times.
You would think
You
they
don't wanna
would.
think they would. I know they do. People want to feel better.
Yeah.
And I open my mouth and I vent, I complain, but my goal at the end of the day is to, find a version of happiness.
Sure.
And I don't take a lot of pleasure in other people's
Misery.
I do. I go to bed watching Investigation Discovery Channel. So
I know. That's why I thought for sure you would
people's
understand
murder.
what I'm saying. Yeah, murder, death, kill all day long.
Well,
Yep.
that's what I go to sleep to.
Murder, death, kill,
Yeah.
demolition, man.
I know. Thank you.
There is a sense of those kind of stories making you feel like your life isn't so bad, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's it. And I can see that,
Well, I get that
daily
point.
when you see somebody miserable. You hear somebody gossiping about somebody else's life, and it's fucked. If you're having someone else is having a hard time, it kind of makes you look at your own life and feel like, okay, well, I shouldn't be complaining about what's going on in my life right now because my life isn't as bad as theirs. So
yeah, but
I feel better.
when people take it too far and they actually make you miserable because they're miserable or because they want to see you miserable so they can be happy, that's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, that's different. I agree. That is different.
Like people that are just jerks for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, people do that.
Yeah, they do. I got in a fight with a lady at the gas station the other day. I was screaming at her. I called her like 3 names. She didn't call me any names at all, but she was yelling at me.
How is it a fight if you're the only one yelling?
No, she was yelling at me.
Oh.
I yelled back. She just didn't call me any names, and I called her like a lot.
And then the bitch shut up.
She did.
Were you having a moment?
No, she was actually having a moment.
See, she stood up.
So
to
you
the
were setting
lady.
her straight.
I was, because she pulled. I was waiting for the gas pump because there's only 2 at 7-Eleven, and there was 2 people already there. So I was parked waiting, and she wanted to pull in and take the. When someone pulled off, she wanted to take the thing, and I was like, "No, I've been waiting here for like 5 minutes before you even came in. You're not doing it." So I pulled in real fast. And she got so mad, and she was like honking, and I was like, this lady's really mad at me, Eva, because Eva was with me. And I got out, went into the store, and when I was coming out, she was coming in, and she started yelling at me, and I was like, I was waiting. And then she kept yelling, so I started yelling too, and I was like, bitch.
Yeah.
All kinds of names. I was like, dumbass. I don't remember what else I called her. Dumbass, a bitch, and something else.
And she shut up.
Well,
Man, I hate being right all the time.
Eventually, she finished pumping the gas and left. So who knows? Maybe she was still complaining when she left.
Yeah, but she chickened out. She didn't make a scene anymore because Sam actually got buck with her. And that's my point earlier podcast about standing up to motherfuckers who talk shit. What was she driving, Sam?
oh my God,
Probably
it was BMW.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? That privileged
Which was
fucking
why I
bullshit.
had no problem going off on
Yeah.
her because I hate people like that.
Yeah,
Like,
because why does she get to cut? Why does she think she can cut?
because she has a BMW. Don't
fuck
you know?
that. That's not
Like,
true.
Those people are special.
Yeah, that's not true.
No.
Yeah, she doesn't get the fucking cut.
Oh, bite my ass. Get out of here.
I'm proud of you for that, by the way.
Bite my ass.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. Yeah, it's because
I
it's
mean, is it
crap.
like a bite or a nibble?
Like, I would never
are
say
you
that to
inviting or are
someone.
you telling somebody off?
No, just never mind.
Okay.
It's just, yeah.
But then again, you think of people, who have BMWs come from privilege. And I remember, Isaac's second car was a BMW. He hustled his butt off to get that after he got back from fishing one
Yeah,
time.
but
it's so
this was a
different.
Karen,
So,
though. It was
It
a
was
Karen.
a total
See,
Karen.
I try not to use the term Karen. I've had some
She was
really nice
wearing
people in my life
Miss Me
whose name was
jeans.
Karen.
Yeah, unfortunately, now, they're going to get a bad rap now.
I know,
That's too
that's-
bad. But you know what? Good for you. Your name's not Karen. Don't you feel better?
No.
Guys, Miss Me jeans went out a long time
Apparently,
ago.
I'm old
That's
with
what she
bad
was
back
wearing.
and hips, and
No
I'm
one
going to
cares.
die soon.
Ginger, come back.
I was listening to you, honey. Oh, man. I don't know. How did we get on that subject, by the way? We were talking about movies.
Yeah.
Because it's called
Well,
a rabbit hole.
'cause
and
we were
they're
talking-
all
yeah.
over the ground here.
We're talking about happy movies, and then we went into dark movies. And,
Yeah.
We rolled from Disney being on stage,
Yeah,
smiling, customer service.
Now, I read that Walt Disney was an anti-Semite, which basically
what?
means anti-Semite. He hated Jews. He hated Jews.
How do you know this?
You can look
Did
that
you
up.
know him?
No, I said I read that
Oh.
before. So is that true?
I don't know personally. I didn't know the
You
man.
can't ask him because he's deceased.
That's true. But if Walt Disney is an anti-Semite and he had that kind of discrimination toward a race of people, would you still enjoy the Disney movies like you do today?
Well, yeah, because that's got nothing to do with the product he's putting out there, and I think that pretty much doesn't matter.
So if David Duke, for the Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard guy, put out a great product and it was a potato chips, would you want to eat those potato chips? Would you support that guy?
I mean,
Would you buy David Duke potato chips?
honestly,
Dookie chips.
Dookie
I'm not going to lie. For a little while, I didn't go to Hobby Lobby
Right?
because of their views. But you know what? You don't know. A lot of the times, you don't know what people's personal beliefs are that own businesses and stuff. You
No,
just
you don't.
They don't. They're not.
It's true.
And looking at the credits at the end of most of Disney films, I would say that he was not anti-Semite.
You believe that, right?
I believe so.
I didn't
I
read up.
actually,
I'm going to
yeah.
look it up
I
after
don't-
this show. I think
I don't
people
really
should look
believe
that
it.
up about Walt Disney and see
No,
about
I don't believe that.
You choose not to want to. I get that because it ruins the pretty picture of what
Well, why do you-
Disneyland
I
and
mean-
Walt Disney is. But if that's true, does that tarnish that label?
Well, yeah, anything could be tarnished by, even if it's not true. If,
Right.
say, we had more listeners than we actually had, and a lot of people were sitting there tuning in, and we said that. Some people will just take off of what we said and not do their own research. And
Right.
next thing you know, we've started a trend of,
Well, I think
Walt Disney was
anybody-
some bastard racist. I mean,
Anybody could be tarnished, though. I mean, anybody.
Exactly.
Like, you could meet somebody on a bad day and just that person's a dick or whatever, and they're not. They just had a bad day or whatever. But you can be tarnished for a lot of different things. So there's something in your past. There's a day you've had that's bad. There's something that could tarnish you.
I don't think I've ever had a bad
So
day.
is that really fair? Oh, no. You never, ever.
you get
Smiley face.
I drew smiley faces on your hand.
Yeah,
Yes,
I got
did.
smiley faces all over my hand with marker.
just so you'd have a good day.
I know.
Right.
But yeah,
That's all it takes.
anything.
But if I turn it upside down,
There was a young woman that I knew once upon a time who did not think that I was somebody who could be trusted to be alone with someone.
What? You? Okay. What?
oh my god.
Is this to do with me and I don't know about it? You're giving me those eyes like this is a story about me.
Tell the story because that's fucking hilarious. What are you talking about?
I was told once upon a time that there was a time when I would come over to the
I know this
house, and Sam wasn't sure if it was okay for Aaron to go to the store and leave me at the house because she wasn't sure about me. Because
I didn't know
I
you
seemed
that
to-
well.
now that you know me well,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that feeling from
Oh,
before?
you're totally safe. You're completely safe. I was just judging a book by its cover.
Gotcha. God. Okay. Is this relating to the whole anti-Semite thing with Walt Disney then?
Oh, everything relates to everything. Not only does it relate to the thing with Walt Disney, with what you said, but now she just rolled us all the way back to episode 2.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything relates to everything that we do.
That's true. That's true.
But yeah, I mean, it's, and like I said, the joke is for everyone who's been listening or anybody who knows me is that I'm the creepy one because I say things that make people go, wait, what?
He is creepy, guys.
But also, I'm also the same person who everybody is usually feels the safest around after a certain period of time because
Yes.
the fact that I will, if
He's
anything were to happen,
completely creepy and totally harmless, guys.
yes,
That's what we got here.
I got him.
It's like the spicy sweet stuff when you're cooking.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I got it.
It's like, oh, that's so good.
Oh, it's a little hot.
It's not as bad as the uncle that smacks your ass, but it's close.
Wait a minute.
Without the ass smacking. I'm just kidding.
Oh man.
Oh, Chuck.
So
I know
do,
I never picked
But
on
is it
you.
a
You're not
football
used to it.
style smack or is it like a hook smack? You know a hook smack,
You see
right?
what I mean? Now he wants to talk about it.
Because it's a good topic. I mean,
Smacking
why?
asses?
Well, that's always a good topic.
Ew, now you sounded creepy.
I try to
Stop.
mimic Chuck.
Just
Oh my
keep trying. But no, I mean that is a fair topic. I mean, because there are people who don't think that way as far as things being indifferent, and then because I've always been a personal contact person. So yeah, this COVID thing's been a lot of fun for me. But like even just talking to somebody, closing the distance, putting a hand on their shoulder while I'm talking to them, or just having that physical connection makes me more connected to that person while we're having that conversation.
You're touchy feely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not creepy, touchy feely.
No.
Ass smacker. But still, the same token, as the generations change, yeah, there was that time frame where women were treated different, and so guys didn't necessarily think of it as inappropriate, but they would smack that ass, and it's not right. Not in the new way, but in the old way.
Sure.
But
I
it
used to
was
have
like
an
a
uncle that
football, like,
smacked
hey,
my
good
ass.
job, you know,
Right.
that kind of thing.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
if that uncle is doing that, that's why I ask: is it a smack in the ass, or even for kids, a smack in the ass? Like, you know, when I had my kids and they were acting up, I trained my brain to turn my hand over,
Right.
and smack them with the back of my hand.
Oh.
You'd flick them.
Yeah. Would you? I don't want to cup their ass by smacking them in the butt when they do something wrong.
Yeah, you don't want to pull. You don't want to
Yeah,
pull
I
Nicolas
get it, I
Cage
get
in
it.
a face off when he.
Well, no one said you had to grab a big handful of ass while you're smacking it.
No, but but still, you know what I mean. As far as not being considered inappropriate for what you're trying
Right,
to show.
exactly. Okay, I get it.
So yeah, movies, they're great.
Yeah, they are. They really are. But they're inspiring too. Right?
Absolutely.
They can be.
Yeah, I think that's how I got into this, by watching those movies and those worlds and what everybody's created out there. I've been watching since I was a little kid, so I mean, you know what I was thinking? You know, we watch all those films or series or whatever you're into, and let's say you are a filmmaker or a writer or storyteller, you tend to copy what you see, and you copy what you like. Is that a bad thing?
I think it's bad if you use the term copy. I think if you change the verbiage, you change the intent. If you say copy, you're mimicking something somebody else created.
Okay.
If you're inspired by, then you're taking something that somebody else did, and you're like, oh, but what about it? Like, you know, you could watch an entire story of something and then take it from
Sure.
the other person's perspective you hardly see in the story. You're still inspired by that, but you're
Right.
not copying what they
Wait,
did.
but why is copying so bad? Because you're taught from when you're a baby. You copy people. That's how you learn.
That's how you
That's how
learn.
you learn and grow. You copy.
It's also how I'm guessing you got through school.
Right.
No, it's true. Yeah.
No, it's absolutely true.
Yeah, you copy everybody
I was
around you to
looking at
fit
my
in.
neighbor's paper. I was copying that shit. No.
Yeah, we
Just wish he was smarter.
but we all do it. You know, you copy, and then it turns into your own thing after. But you initially probably copy things that you enjoy, you know, or like, or think is beneficial to you as a person. You know, you want to be a certain way. Like if I want to be like a good, like we talk about heroes, if I want to be a good man and a good hero, I would have heroes that I'm inspired by that I've seen, and I try to mimic and copy what they do, right?
Sure.
And then you kind of evolve from there, and then it becomes you know,
Right.
and how you tweak it here and tweak it there, and then it becomes a new IP, let's say, you know. But everything is inspired by something. I mean, you got Jaws, right? But how many shark movies have been made that have been inspired by Jaws?
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Well,
You
I
copy
mean,
it.
it's hard to be original anymore in these days because there's so many people and so many things. I mean, everything's been done. So there's a little bit of, you know, it's going to be similar. It's going to be inspired by, it's going to be in some way, shape, or form, it's going to be copied.
Right.
Sure. I mean, that's good. I mean, we can go back and look at The Outrider. When you first wrote The Outrider, that scene between Pastor Paul and his wife has very good inspiration from The Last Boy Scout.
Correct.
But in your first writing, a lot of it was very close to The Last Boy Scout.
Correct.
So that's one of those things that we looked at, we altered, and
Right. And that's exactly it, because that inspiration from there, and that was me fast writing and going, that's exactly the kind of scene I want, so I might as well just do it from verbatim almost when
So I
I was
have a
writing it to
question.
get it on paper. Yeah, what's up?
So if you take something and you basically copy it, but you make it your own and you tweak it so it's not the same, but it's different, is that really copying? Can you really consider that copying, or is
It
that...
depends.
I don't know.
There's what do they call it? Not usage stuff, but it's something else where you've got creators have protection, right? If that's what you're talking about. Is that where you're going? So if I have a creation, if there's enough elements in another product that I believe was taken and copied from what I created originally before they did, I have legal right to possibly call that copyright infringement, because that's what copy, right?
Well, if it's that close, yeah. But I'm saying if you take it and make it your own, that's nothing but a compliment to you, saying yours, you know, what you did was so good that
Right.
someone wanted to draw off of your idea.
Right.
That's a compliment. That's a huge compliment.
But some creators take that as an insult because they think you're stealing from them, which is too bad. because I think just the opposite. Like when I see something out there and I have reason to believe that, holy shit, I wonder if they copied my idea. That kind of makes me feel good. I'm like, oh, they liked it. They fucking liked it, right? They
I just
liked
think
it.
people get mad because someone takes their shit and does it better.
Right.
That's what I think.
Possibly.
I
Yeah.
mean, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think
Oh, I'd be mad if someone made something like the Outrider and they made it better, which they could.
Or just made money off of it more than we did.
Right, yeah.
that-
And then I'd be
that's-
like, well, that's fucked up, but you know,
well,
at
then
least they liked it.
everybody that's dead would be so mad because
Right, they'd be pissed.
they'd be so mad right now.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. You know, that happened a long time ago with a novel I wrote. And there's a film out there that I still believe to this day was inspired by my novel that I believe got in somebody's hands, and they wrote a screenplay about it and made that movie. I don't want to pitch any ideas because it's all, you know,
But how
or
did
who
it
it
get?
is.
How could it have
Right.
gotten someone else's hands?
Well, I was young, and I had aspirations to be a novelist. I wanted to be one, and because I was searching for a platform to tell these stories on. So when I wrote that story, I started sending out full-page manuscripts to agents, primarily on the East Coast. And I didn't really look for the ones where you do your, what did they call that letter? Your query letter. And just send them a query letter and have them respond back. Hey, we'd like your manuscript. We'd like to see it. You know, I'd have to pitch them in a one-page document.
Right.
I kind of stayed away from those because I was like, I don't know how to fucking do that. So I looked for agents that were like, yeah, we accept full manuscripts. So I would send my full manuscript. Now I had a copy written and everything, so I didn't really worry about it. But I was young, had no idea. I have reason to believe, and which I know, that in the state of New York during that time, one of the places I sent it to was being investigated by the Attorney General about some really fishy things they were doing to writers, and it was almost like a bait and switch situation. And about a year later, someone else had copyrighted a screenplay, and then a film came out a year after that, or so, a year and a half. And I remember seeing the trailer. You saw it, Chuck. And we were like, what the fuck? This is my fucking story. And I went and pursued it with some attorneys, and they said there was a lot of correlations here that this may have happened. But the biggest thing was them to try to tie that in with who wrote the screenplay and how he or she may have gotten their hands on my novel.
Right.
But they needed money
Just
to do the investigation, and I didn't have it, so I let
just
it
a
go.
small deposit.
Yeah, and I didn't
Get
have
us going and keep you going for
Yeah.
another 30 days.
And I'd love to tell everybody what that fucking movie is.
Well, we don't want to do it.
And
here.
I'd love to tell everybody the name of my book. And I wish I had a copy of it because I'd post it. And I'd love everybody to read the book and then watch the movie so everybody could be like, what the fuck? And I'd be like, right? But I'm not going to do that. But it was a big movie at the time.
Do we have copies
Big
of it
actor.
anywhere? Aside from going to the copyright office, do you have
No.
copies of it?
No,
Or-
I gotta get it from them because I did that back on those 3.5-inch floppies on a
Those
word
floppy-
processor.
We actually have
Yeah.
the floppies, but
Do we still?
who has anything to put them in?
I don't know
and
how we
make
would
them
get that
work?
data.
I've got something to put
Do
a
you
floppy
really?
in.
We'll bring him over because he's got them on there.
It might be a little
Interesting.
sloppy, but it holds a floppy.
Oh my god!
Fuck's sakes.
Stop it right now! Don't write poetry.
Oh, man.
That wasn't poetry.
Oh, man.
What was it?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Now more of a regret than anything else. But anyway,
I don't like talking about that old fucking story. That pisses me off. Because what if it was taken? What if it was taken?
No,
And they
it's just
made
shitty.
they made those money. They made money off of that.
But whose
And-
fault is it? Yours for being naive, or
Well,
theirs?
I think
for
it is.
stealing
I think it is my fault, and I want to punch myself in the face to think, what if that kickstarted a different
Get your
path
camera.
or a different career for myself?
punch himself in the face. Get your camera.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I would
That's
want to film
bullshit.
that.
No,
Motherfuckers.
it is hard, and that's what I mean. That's what it's. Part of that story is one of the reasons why we've created what we created here, to be able to convince people to come work with us so that their stuff will be somewhat protected.
Right.
Every time, you laughed at me a couple of times, and I was like, "Did you get it copyrighted yet?"
Right.
Well, no.
Right.
You of all people, you should copyright your
No,
shit.
you're right.
It's
You're right.
important.
You're right. But I'm not going to send it to some Joe Blow I can't find. The people I did send it to, I know where they're at, so
Right.
I'll go to their fucking house.
Well, and the
You know,
thing
it's
about
different than where I did
nowadays,
before.
it's different because there's usually a trail on your devices.
Something.
So where you've written something, there's gonna be a date that you created the document or whatever. And so it's
Yeah.
it's basically, I mean, it's a copyright basically. That's like, they used to say you didn't have to necessarily send your stuff to the copyright office and get it actually copyrighted, but that it would actually work to send a copy of it to yourself.
Correct.
And then
Certified
you leave it in
mail.
a sealed envelope,
Yep.
and you don't open it. And then if anything comes up, you just bring that in, and that's as good as a copyright.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
it's dated.
Yeah, that's the way you had to do it. Back
But
in the
now
day.
digital, there's a lot of...
Well,
I don't
so
know
it's
if you can
super easy.
alter it,
Yeah,
but-
it's super easy to get your stuff copywritten now, as opposed to back then. You had to mail all that shit. But I guess because we were talking about copying in general, got me thinking about it. Because in a way, I'm like, I kind of hope they did take it, because that made me feel at moments like I had a talent. That I wrote a story, and if they did take that story, that means somebody in Hollywood liked that story enough to make a movie with said actor in it that was big
Would
at
you
the
have
time.
chosen that actor?
No,
Okay,
it
me
wasn't
either.
even close. But I could see why they did, because
A name.
of the name and the hero aspect of that story. But in that way, it's kind of cool to think, God, that's neat. But the other way, I'm like, well, fuck. How much money did they make off that? They made a lot. It wasn't a huge success, but I mean, it's a Hollywood blockbuster they made.
Right.
So I would have got paid.
So
something.
are you saying they were smart to steal your idea?
If they did, then yes.
Well,
They did.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying that they're smart. The story was good. The movie could have been better. It wasn't how I saw it in my head, but there's enough moments in that movie where I'm like, they did that pretty good. Especially the last scene. I mean, because that's almost identical to what I wrote. And I love that vision.
And what they pulled off, it is only the best movie magic they could have done to pull it off at the end of the movie, because that's the kind of thing you see in your head that you can read on a page, but
Right.
at that time you could almost still hardly pull off
Right.
on screen properly.
The movie
And they
was
did.
the movie was released in 1999. If anybody wants to know, so and
Just
it's
keep narrowing it down until
just to
you
remember who it is.
Well, Aaron, I don't think you need that to understand that you're a great storyteller.
Oh, that's
I mean,
sweet.
I'm not really, totally love to give you all these compliments, but no, that's one that I don't mind giving you because it's actually very true. You're a good storyteller.
No.
Just saying.
exclamation point. I mean,
That's
I was
very
that you're a good
No, for
storyteller.
real,
That's
because
it.
that's like, yeah. I mean, how many compliments do I give you? Take
I know.
it.
What episode is this? 6? I'm gonna go back and listen to this episode like all the time.
There's your one and only compliment.
At the
For the year.
1 hour and 4 minute mark or something like that.
56 minutes
We
in.
should probably wrap it up
Yeah.
soon.
56 minutes.
Or wrap it up.
Yeah. God damn that shit. Anyway. All right. Not going to think about it. It's over. But yeah, I did write that.
So
by the
needless
way.
to say
I wrote
that,
fucking
even
movie.
though he really likes that story, it's not one of his favorite movies.
No, but I do enjoy it because it has elements that I like about those type of stories. That's why I wrote it. So if I took myself out of that realm of me thinking, hey, is this mine? I would love that movie still. You know what I mean? And I still don't think it's a bad movie. It's just fuck. I mean, they could tell me. I just want to know. If someone said, if we told you the truth on that, but you can't get a dime from it, would you want to know? I'd be like, fuck yeah, I need to know. I'd want to know. If they
You're
took
never
it.
gonna know.
I know.
No.
Motherfuckers.
But you know.
That's the fucked up part, that we can't ever find out.
Well, I mean, how many things? It's too much.
Yeah.
Too many similarities, I think.
Yeah,
How else
the
can I
only
narrow
things-
it down to people? I can tell them what movie this is.
Well, going back to that story, since I've known you forever, also, the only things they didn't pull off in that story that you had were the things that visually they couldn't do.
Yeah. Yeah, those
To,
are good
to
things.
be able to keep the couples of those aspects proper,
Right.
visually they couldn't do it at the time.
Right. Yeah.
Now they could.
They could easily now. Yeah, they should remake it.
Now we could.
Bastards. Watch them remake it again. I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
Or just give us a couple of years and we'll make the original story.
Yeah, and then we'll get sued by the people who stole my idea because they'll think we stole it. And I'll be like, bullshit.
But you
We
have the
have-
original copyright of
we
the
have the
story,
original
so-
copyright of the
Oh,
novel.
yeah, we do. That's right. Fuck it. Let's make it.
We're going to. We just need more budgets.
Oh,
So.
yeah.
Bigger
All right.
budgets.
There's another airplane, too. All right. So we talked about pandemic stuff and keeping creative. Ginger joined us today. She left.
I'm noticing more of the echo. Do you suppose it's the table itself that's giving us more
It's the
resonating,
window
or is it
open.
because we have the windows open today?
It's the window.
I don't hear
You don't hear the plane flying
don't
by?
hear-
Well, no, I
I
hear
hear
the
the
plane.
plane.
I'm just talking about there seems more echo in the room, and we're all doing pretty good at using our pop filters properly.
We didn't hear the dog today. We talked about her, but we
Well,
didn't
that's
hear her.
because she's curled up under your feet.
I know. She
Or on
didn't
top
make
of
a
your feet.
noise. She
Isn't it
didn't-
ironic, though, that planes were flying by today when we're talking about Con Air? Do you think Dave Chappelle's going to fall out of the fucking sky right now and hit? It's weird.
It'd be funny.
Because I never heard an
if it
airplane hit
did.
before, and today there's been 2, and we talked about Con Air.
Ooh, isn't
If
that
Dave Chappelle
ironic?
fell out of a plane, I would be sad.
Yeah, me too. I love
He's
that guy.
already fallen out of a plane.
Yeah, from time to
Haven't you seen the movie?
Yes, and that was not the best dummy drop on a car.
No,
they
it
could have
was
shot that a
not.
couple times.
That
It
was
fucking
that was
hilarious.
pretty
It's
bad.
good.
The director's like, "Oh my god, that's the best we can do. Fine, I give up. We shot this thing 20 times. We ran out of windshields. Cut."
It's too good. It's too funny.
Quit ranking on my movie
I love that
I
movie.
love that movie.
because
Nick-
it is a great movie.
Nick Cage almost has as good a mullet as I did.
He had a great year that year with Con Air and Face Off.
So was the virus, though, guys.
Oh, he's
Wait,
badass.
wasn't that also the same year? Because then was that Snake Eyes the same year, or was that the year after?
Oh, good question. Could have
Couldn't
been.
tell ya.
Could have been. I didn't like Snake Eyes as much though.
Me either. But that's why I was just thinking it was because Nick Cage was a saturated artist.
Yeah,
in
he's
that time frame.
his Mandy movie that he did is unbelievable. That is a great fucking horror movie. You have to watch that
haven't
movie if
watched
you
that
have
one
not.
yet.
Watch Mandy. Watch that shit.
What-
It is so good. And the other one he just did with it's called Mom and Dad. That was a year or 2 ago.
Oh no, Stu.
Okay, no, man. No, me and the kids watch that shit.
I know,
Mom
Nike.
and Dad is off the fucking hook. That
know.
is a great movie. It is so much fun.
That is
So much
such
fun.
a right up your alley movie.
It's so badass and
'Cause
hilarious
it's
and violent and
stupid.
fun as fuck. You gotta watch it. Chuck, watch Mom and Dad.
But the other one was Mandy.
Mandy. Yeah, that is. That's almost like the. I don't know how to describe it. It's got this really authentic kind of like the Crow novel was in a way. It's really dark and demented and sick, and it's like a fairy tale though almost, but it's really gory and just extreme in every way, shape, or form. And Nick Cage is off the rocker in this. I mean, but not in a cheesy way. Like we're getting used to Nick Cage doing all these
Like
B
that
movies.
other movie.
Right.
No, dude, he is on fire, like great in this, and he is the same way in Mom and Dad. But
B-movie.
it's not a B movie.
It is too.
It is not. Mom and Dad is a shit.
It's so bad.
She didn't even watch it.
But then
I
again,
watched enough
You
of it to
didn't.
know. It was
You
bad.
watched a trailer and you're like, oh,
It
that
was
movie
bad.
looks like it's for you and the
Like,
kids.
the trailer was so bad.
It was not. Watch the trailer. You'll love it. You'll love it. Anyway, Nick Cage.
Cheesy.
No, we need to get Nick Cage in the movie, and I'll be like, you know what? Sam didn't like Mom versus
But he
Dad,
has a
Nick.
bunch of Raising Arizona. He has a lot of like really good ones.
Yeah, that's a classic.
And Face Off is good.
I love that one too.
Yeah, he
That's
has a
one
lot of
my
good
favorite
movies,
ones.
but he has also a lot of really bad ones.
Don't forget The Rock. He's in The Rock.
yeah,
Oh,
great,
yeah,
that was
great
one,
movie.
That was one of my favorites when
They're
that year
very
it came out.
good.
Yeah,
Classic.
he was the man back in the day.
Yep.
What was Red Rock West? Remember that one?
Yep,
He
we
was
were, just
great
talking
in
about
that,
that.
too.
We were just talking about that one 2 weeks ago.
That was a
I
great
have
movie.
no idea what that is.
That's good. That was with Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
and
Oh, I miss that stuff.
All right. Well, I think it's time to wrap this
Oh,
thing
yeah.
up.
Yeah, we should
so,
probably wrap it up.
Thank you for tuning in today to Around the Reel with Aaron and Chuck and me. And today we had Ginger.
I guess you're just closing out the show. I guess we're done then.
Yeah, we're done. I'm closing it out. I'm taking the reins. Okay.
Well,
So-
I didn't even hit the music. Here's the music.
okay, hit the music. What the hell?
There it is. It's right there. All right, yeah, guys. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Chuck.
it's
Really
always
showed.
Thank
it's,
you,
it's
Aaron.
always great talking, and it's always all kinds of fun. So thank you so much for coming over and hanging out, drinking some coffee, and being my friends.
Thank you for putting rum in my coffee. That makes you a better friend.
All right, thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. All right, we're going to try to get some more guests in here soon, too. So just hang tight with us. And remember to subscribe to our channel on iTunes, rate us, and check us out on Anchor, too, if you guys can help us out there. That would be great. All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to the show. Hey, if you'd like to be a guest on Around the Reel, please reach out to us at our website. That's www.cccentertainmentgroup.com. There, you send us a message, and if you're an artist or creative or just want to get on the show and start talking about a bunch of shit like we do, please reach out to us and let us know. We'd love to have you. And if you also need other realms to find us in this wonderful Silicon Valley of what we call social media, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can find us all there. And we have a page on YouTube that we're just getting started as well. And also, if you do want to watch our feature film, you can find that on Amazon Prime right now. That movie is called The Outrider. It's our first major feature film that we did. We have a bunch more coming, but please watch that one. Let us know what you think. And anyway, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. We got more shorts coming for you, so talk to you soon.